Hey up folks, it's Dave here talking about alcoholism again. This morning I did a video on accepting you're alcoholic, admitting you're alcoholic, that you've got a problem with drink, and that's what you've got to do. If you've got a problem with drink, if your drink is getting you in situations and getting you feeling rough basically, and spoiling your life, ruining what you do, having you falling out in relationships, having you upsetting your kids, upsetting your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, if it's causing, put it basically, if when you have a drink, does the shit hit the fan quite often, you've got a problem. But only you can say that. There's only yourself can say, I'm alcoholic. Nobody can call you alcoholic. People can say you're drinking alcoholically, or you're just as bad as that alky that lives down the road. But there's only you can say you're alcoholic, and there's only you can want to stop. Nobody can force you to stop. You've got to do it for yourself. You've got to have had enough. You've got to reach your own rock bottom. You've got to be at a place where you 100% want to stop. Otherwise, just laying off it a day or two, just giving yourself. Because I know I used to do it. When I was bad with drink, I'd say, right, I'm going to have a week off it. Let my liver repair. I used to think it was funny. I'd say, let my liver repair itself. I'll give my liver a rest. Because I knew I was damaging my liver. Doctors had told me, hospitals had told me. My liver all fatty and swelling up. Part of my liver's gone white now. Part of my liver will never repair itself. The liver is a good organ. It can repair itself if you lay off the drink. But I've damaged mine that much, part of it's just like white. But that's the consequences of drinking, how I was drinking. But I'm going right off track of what I was saying. If you've come to that decision that you've had enough of drinking and you want to stop, just admitting it to somebody, admit it to your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids or whatever. Just be honest with them, because alcoholics are very good at not being totally honest. Just be honest with them, say, look, I'm sorry, this drinking's becoming a problem. I've really got to stop. I know you've heard it a million times off me already, that I'm going to stop, but I'm going to try my best. Can you back me up? Just ask your family, your partner, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids. Just ask them if they can back you up. They don't have to do anything, just help you. Just explain to them that you are going to feel rough when you lay off the drink. You're not asking for people to feel sorry for you. Just be there. Show support. And when you've done a day, well done. Because it's not easy. Them first 3 or 4 days are hardest. Because you will be sweating. You might be shaking with DTs, delirium tremors. You will end up with diarrhea. You will be throwing up. You will be dehydrated. You will be paranoid as hell. Feels like your whole mind's caving in. You'll be paranoid. If your phone rings, you don't answer it. Every enemy that you think you've ever had in the world, you visualise has stood outside your house waiting for you. They're going to get you. Every enemy you've ever met, and everybody's got enemies. Every enemy you've ever met is waiting outside to get you. That's what your bloody addictive, alcoholic, obsessive mind is telling you. But you've got to try and override this. Because getting sober is okay. It really is, it's okay. It's hard. But believe me, I'm about 18, 19 months now since I had a drink. And you've got to accept that the first month or two is rough. You will be all over the place. You'll feel like you've got no friends. You'll feel like, what's happening to me? What can I do? I'm never going to be happy again. Drink was your life. Drinking alcohol was your life. It took over your life. It controlled you. Everything you did revolved around drink. And if you're anything like me, the situations, the problems I've caused when I've been in court and I've been to jail, all related around drink. If it hadn't have been drink, I wouldn't have been in jail. I wouldn't have robbed that place, for money for drink. I wouldn't have been fighting if it weren't for drink. I'm going back years now. It's 80s since I was in jail. No, I'm lying. 1990, 1991. I got 6 months for poll tax riots down in London. But that's my last sentence. And that really is, even though I was the poll tax riots, because I hated the thought of the government doing anything. A bit of an anarchistic old punk I am. But because I was drunk, I did what I did. Involved in riots. I got 6 months. And that's my last sentence. Ever since then, I haven't been up in court. I haven't been to jail. I've spent a few nights in police cells, just drunk, to just keep you there till you sober up. Just taking you off street for your own safety as much as anybody else's. But I'm going right off the subject again now. It's about, it's about 11 o'clock Saturday night. Just after 11 maybe. But admit you're powerless over alcohol. Once you admit you're powerless over alcohol, life gets easier. Because you can accept, instead of thinking, no, I'm not an alkie. I might like a drink, I'm just an heavy drinker. There is a big difference between being drink dependent and alcoholic. When you're drink dependent, you can drink every day or whatever, or whenever you drink. You depend on it, There's a big difference between dependent on drink and alcoholism. Alcoholism takes over you. Drink dependent, you can still be working, you can still have a family that's functioning, but you just like to get pissed on the night or through the day, whatever. But alcoholism rules you. It rules everything. It comes before your partner, before your children, before your work, before everything. Before your accommodation, before your house, before paying any bills, anything. Alcoholism will rob you of everything. Your family, your friends, your work, your house, your home. And the rock bottom I got to, I was homeless for 11 years. 1981 till 1992. Part of it because I was drinking, but part of it was because alcoholism had taken control of me completely, and I refused to spend any money on accommodation. I would just sleep in shop doorways, behind shops, under bushes, in parks, on benches, and it got me to that point. I was a smoker. I used to smoke 40, 60 cigarettes a day, park drive or senior service, but I would not buy any. It used to take me all my time to spend 9 pence for a packet of cigarette papers so I could pick up tab ends off the floor that people had dropped and roll them. That's how bad it got me. I had money in my pocket, but I wouldn't spend it on anything apart from alcohol. I wouldn't eat. I would go around back of shops and look in the bins around back of supermarkets and get food that are thrown out that were out of date, and I would live off that. That's how bad it was. Anyway, ignore me and my bloody sob stories. Forget about that. Concentrate on you. If you want to drink, if you want to stop drinking, or you think you've had enough of drinking, go for it. Do it today. You can do it.